Thank you. Wow, very well-behaved crowd. My name is Rob Farhat. I'm an Executive Vice President at Kilroy Realty, and it's my privilege and honor to welcome all of you to our 100 Hooper groundbreaking. And I think you're going to hear from a lot of great speakers today to talk about why this project is unique and very trend-setting in the changes that it's going to bring to San Francisco. I've been very blessed to have been able to introduce Mayor Lee in the past, and I keep trying to improve. By the way, I also know the trains go by, so we will take breaks when they go by. But it's been my privilege to introduce Mayor Lee in the past, and I keep trying to think of new things to say that demonstrate what changes he's brought to the city, but he just keeps ahead of us so quickly that it's hard to do that. But I think one of the key elements of the mayor's plan from day one when he became mayor was his 17-point job plan. And you're going to hear today a lot about why 100 Hooper, the tenants we're going after, and the partnership we have with the city of San Francisco is really a key cornerstone of that. And so you're not here to hear from me. I would like to now turn it over to Mayor Lee. And Mayor Lee.
Thank you, Rob. Good afternoon, everybody. It's exciting to be in City County of San Francisco. My gosh. Today, I get the pleasure of joining John Kilroy and the Kilroy Group for more exciting news, because every time they do something in our city, there is an implementation of imagination that people have yet to be able to comprehend. And today, just imagine that we have a private sector developer who's willing to pay for, to create manufacturing space that's going to be affordable and below market forever right in this site, and to maintain that character of what the city needs. We call it PDR, but nobody in the city understands PDR. But when I say manufacturing, here's what I mean. I am proud today, because my staff told me I have to, wear a tie that is made, manufactured, and designed in San Francisco. Then you know what I'm talking about. Because as I go around telling people, and joining Mark Dwight and so many others, and Kate Sophis and so many others, about why we are so proud of made in San Francisco products, we have to actually make them in San Francisco. Someone can't just put a label on there, because they're going to be meeting with the patent lawyers if they do that. Because we want things to be really made and designed. Because guess what? When they have that label, it is world renowned. I have visitors from China who are asking me, tell me where to go to buy San Francisco made products, because they won't return without them. They want the quality in their hands. They want to be able to buy and purchase. And whether it's ceramics, whether it's wine, whether it's beer, chocolates, or ties, they're proud to have that. And we are proud as a city to more than protect it. Today, we're not just protecting manufacturing space. We're actually creating it. And we're creating it in ways in which it'll be a permanent part of the fabric of San Francisco. Because the makers movement has told us, and we're proud of not just the label, we're proud of the people who design, the artists, the designers, and people who come together and use that space to manufacture. Now, I'm not talking about PDR spaces when we say we look around this area and we see a lot of empty warehouses. PDR space is not about empty warehouses. It's about enlivened places where people are making things, manufacturing things. And while we're no longer having the silver metal pounded swords like Game of Thrones kind of manufacturing, we're talking about things that are advanced manufacturing, just like Circa that we visited last week, where they're manufacturing belts with computers on the line, and all the people who make it, the former garment workers, are there watching the computers tell them the accuracy of their sewing, and right online, and then manufacturing, selling to the rest of the world. We're creating the opportunity to sell things to the entire world, and it begins with the imagination that I know John and his team, working with our OEWD, our Office of Economic Workforce Development, working with our nonprofit sectors, like Made in San Francisco, all this put together, and we can do it in an economically strong way because we're going to mix this with some new office space. That's how things get paid for. That's how subsidies get created. This is the brilliance of working with our financial developer teams, our office developers, who also want to join together and make sure that the heart of San Francisco also gets more than protected, gets increased. We're going to have many more of these conversations and introductions in the future, but today it's all about breaking ground on the next project. It's exciting. I always want to say at this 100 Hooper that it could have remained what it was, which was not going to be that useful to everybody. It's going to now be exciting and blend technology, innovation with advanced manufacturing, with some of the traditional manufacturers as well. And I know we already identified some tenants to be here, but this is all about making things and being proud of making things that will be sustainable forever. This is going to be another heart of San Francisco that we can be proudly display the rest of the world. John, Kilroy, thank you very much for being a leader in this and being a partner in it as well. So let's turn some dirt. Rob, let's get it going. Thank you.
So it just keeps getting better. We just heard from one visionary, and now I get to introduce another visionary who so happens to be my boss, so I have to make sure I get this right. But in all seriousness, John Kilroy, our chairman and CEO of Kilroy Realty, really has changed the dynamic of the office environment. In fact, at Kilroy, we no longer refer to office space as office space. We refer to it as workplace, and it's a workplace environment. And what that really gets to at its heart is creating spaces where people want to work, where they like hanging out after work or before, and to really enhance their productivity. And so, John has been a leader in this effort, particularly up here in San Francisco since Kilroy came here in 2010. And he's also extended that vision to Seattle, San Diego, and LA, where we're doing a lot of exciting things. So without further delay, John, I'd like to turn it over to you.
Is this on, or am I using this? Is it? Oh, okay, it's on, great. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is probably go back to the microphone because it is really hot today, okay? Who says San Francisco is cold in the wintertime? It's not. You know, I had frost on our lawn the other day, and I took all my summery stuff and threw it in a closet, thanks Mimi, and now I regret that. Thank you all for being here. I do have some notes in there that I need, though. Thank you very much. So I was thinking, Marilee, this is our fourth groundbreaking together in 3 years. And I hope to have another one that's on a much bigger project, a $2 billion project on Brannan Street here in a couple of more years. So it's just great. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. So here we have a $270 million, 400,000 square foot project, 100 Hooper. And as you heard, it's 80,000 square feet of PDR that didn't exist here before, and 320 some odd thousand square feet of Class A office space. It's always nice when you build these things and they serve the community, and we're very keen on that. It's equally nice, and sometimes even a little bit nicer, when you have a lead tenant. And we announced over the wire earlier today, and we announced formally now, that Adobe has leased 210,000 square feet of the 320,000 square feet of office space. We have a relationship with Adobe and other cities. They're one of the most outstanding technology companies in the world. We're so proud to have you as a lead tenant here. And you know, it's wonderful for the city of San Francisco as Adobe expands. I know they have a major presence just down the road here. So for those of you that don't know about PDR, the mayor's explained it. The next speaker is going to explain it even more, so I'm not going to spend much time talking about that. But I will say that at Kilroy, we think very hard and long about how our projects not only serve our shareholders, but serve the community and the citizens of the cities that we're in. And here in San Francisco, we're so fortunate to have Mayor Ed Lee, who is under his leadership, and the planning department, John Romman and those folks have done such a wonderful job in encouraging developers to really think about the street aspects of these projects, to be porous so people can walk through them, to have areas, whether it's retail or otherwise, where people can eat inside, eat outside, enjoy San Francisco and enjoy the walking environment. And I looked around today in Mission Bay. And 6 years ago when we moved up here, I looked at Mission Bay and it had all this vacant space. It had, you know, its occupancy wasn't that great. The hospitals really hadn't been built there. And I thought, well, you know, maybe 10 years this place will be something. And about a year or two into our presence here in San Francisco, which is just now 6 years, I thought, well, yeah, Mission Bay, it'll probably be coming along in probably 7 or 8 years. And about a year after that, I went, what the heck happened? And you go down there today, it's all taken. It's all leased. It's 100% leased on office space. It's 100% leased on life science. You got more hospital, billions and billions of dollars. And thank God we have people like the Zuckerbergs and the Benioffs and the Conways and all the others that have contributed so much to make that area incredible. Now, if I get a little teary-eyed, I have a daughter that almost died. She's in the Benioff Pediatric Center as we speak, and she's now healthy. I have a wife that's also in the other hospital who is in for a spinal shot today because she's got a herniated disc. So when I was down there, I was thinking, golly, thank God these facilities are here. It is so awesome what you're doing, Mr. Mayor. Such a privilege to work with you. Thank you very much, and you know, we look forward to having a celebration when this project is completed. And with that, Rob, I'll turn it back over to you. Thank you.
Can you hear me? I'll just, is this live now? Good. Oh, good. So last but not least is Kate Sophis, who is the CEO of SF Made. And this partnership between Kilroy and SF Made is really where we're going to put the rubber to the road and expand our search for the PDR tenants that are going to make this whole thing a success and a really unique work environment. And Kate and I and others on our teams have been talking already in earnest about how to go out and really perform outreach, not only in San Francisco, but outside San Francisco. So I'm going to let Kate talk more about PDR, but we at Kilroy are very excited about some of the different types of uses that we foresee coming to 100 Hooper. So with that, Kate.
So I could talk about PDR, which is our city's technical term for production, distribution, and repair. And it's a lot of what we think about here at SF Made in our work to support the more than 600 local manufacturers to start and grow and stay here in the city. I could also talk about what incredible partners Kilroy has been to us as we have worked to conceive and finance and design the buildings that you will see rising before you over the next 18 months. And I could talk about the fact that the partnership we have had for the last 7 years with the city of San Francisco, starting with Mayor Lee, with Malia Cohen, supervisor for this particular district, with the Board of Supervisors who unanimously at the time voted to put into place the zoning that you may not realize is one of the most innovative zoning typologies in the country. It basically is taking the notion of how we get affordable housing done, where we have a market rate and an affordable piece coming together, and we are now applying it for the very first time, to our knowledge in the country, to figuring out how to generate new industrial space in what is the most expensive real estate market, arguably, in the country. This is the first permanently affordable manufacturing building that is being built potentially ever, but certainly in the last 20 years in this city. And for all of you who've made that happen, from our team to the architects, to the developer, to the mayor's office, to the Department of Planning, to the Office of Economic and Workforce Development, we owe ourselves a huge round of applause, so thank you. But what I really most want to say in this crazy week that we've had in this national landscape we are part of, I'm proud to be a Californian. I'm even more proud to be a San Franciscan. And what I want you to all walk away from today is to recognize that what we are doing, what you are doing, Kilroy, is you are creating a home to make sure that this city is a city for everyone. The people that will be housed in the office buildings and in the manufacturing portions of this project are the heart and soul of this city. And without a place to make, we aren't going to have locally made ties. We aren't going to have locally crafted products. But maybe more importantly, we aren't going to have the diversity of people from other countries, veterans, young people like my daughter who's autistic and may never want to do something other than work with her hands. This is the home we are creating right here. This is the example we are setting for the rest of this country. And I want you to recognize the significance of what we are doing is far beyond a building, a set of tenants, or even local making. It's a model, and we are all part of this, and let's go do a bunch more. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. Nice comments. This concludes the speaking portion of our event today. We're going to have a shovel ceremony. Please enjoy some beverages and food. And we do need to acknowledge a couple people. This will just take a second. But first and foremost, from Kilroy, we really want to acknowledge Scott Ekman and the Adobe team that made this happen and made this happen swiftly. This transaction came together basically starting in August, and we had it signed up by September. Typically a time of year when people are out on vacation, and I think it underscores again the business we're in is fraught with risk, and when you deal with great companies like Adobe that can act swiftly and decisively, it makes all the difference in the world. I'd also like to, on behalf of Kilroy, acknowledge Carter Beim, their broker from Colliers International, and Carter's a professional. I can't say I still have some whiplashes on my back from some of the negotiation, but we got that done. And then last of all, our listing team that represents us here at 100 Hooper, Mike McCarthy and Mike Monroe, and they have a deep bench of people below them, but that whole team worked flawlessly with the Kilroy leasing team. So I want to acknowledge all those people, if we can give them a round of applause. And that's it, so enjoy yourselves. Let's dig up some dirt here and get under construction.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, you guys ready? There you go. You guys know what we're going to do still right here. Here it comes. I think we got everybody. That looks pretty good. Looks good. You got one? Okay, I'm switching over down. There it is.
You realize you're all getting the dirt, don't you?
Yeah, just throw that dirt right at the camera. It'll be a great shot.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right. Here we go.
Thank you.
You guys get it?
What do you need?
I just want one more to see.